Hello friends, welcome back to our channel Words of Wisdom 2.0. Body language can convey many things, including the emotions that people are feeling. By understanding body language, you can communicate more effectively and gain insight into the thoughts and feelings of others around you. However, being able to read body language isn't always easy. To help you learn to read body language effectively, this video provides tips on how to determine what someone else is thinking or feeling through their body language in both everyday and professional settings. The basics. Body language is the way we communicate non-verbally through our body language. It includes our posture, gestures, facial expressions, and eye contact. You can use body language to determine what someone is thinking or feeling by reading their cues. For example, if someone has their arms crossed, they may be feeling defensive. If someone won't make eye contact, they may be hiding something. Pay attention to the person's overall body language, as well as specific cues to get a better sense of what they might be thinking or feeling. Observe how they are standing, sitting, or walking. Watch for any signs of tension in their shoulders or hands. Note any sudden movements like turning away from you or shielding themselves with an object, like a purse or laptop. A shift in tone can also indicate anxiety. For example, if someone speaks slowly and quietly after speaking fast and loudly just moments before. The cues listed above should help you identify many different emotions that people feel every day. However, sometimes it's difficult to figure out how to respond without knowing more about the situation. In this case, it's best to observe carefully without making assumptions until you have more information at your disposal. Reading physical attributes. The human body is constantly giving off cues about a person's inner thoughts and feelings. By reading these physical signs, you can get a pretty good idea about what someone is thinking or feeling. Here are some things to look for. Eye contact, where someone's eyes are focused, can indicate what they are thinking about or who they are interested in. If someone averts their gaze, they may be feeling guilty about something. Facial expressions, a person's face can reveal a lot about how they're feeling. A smile usually indicates happiness, while a furrowed brow may show anger or frustration. Body language, the way a person holds their body, can also be telling. For example, if someone crosses their arms, they may be feeling defensive. On the other hand, if someone has open palms with an upright posture, it means that they are receptive and open to interaction. Vocalizations, also called paralanguage. Vocalizations refer to nonverbal sounds, like tone of voice or inflection that accompany speech. These signals can give insight into what a person is thinking or feeling. Meeting new people. When you meet someone new, it's important to be able to read their body language in order to get a sense of who they are and what they're thinking. Here are some tips. 1. Pay attention to their posture. If they're standing up straight, it usually means they're confident. If they're slouching, it could mean they're shy or nervous. 2. Observe their eye contact. If someone avoids eye contact, it could mean they're not interested in talking. On the other hand, if someone maintains strong eye contact, it usually indicates that they're sincere and engaged in the conversation. 3. Watch their hands. Gestures can reveal a lot about how someone is feeling. An open palm with fingers spread is often interpreted as meaning I'm telling the truth. For example, when testifying in court, an open palm gesture may indicate honesty and sincerity. Another gesture with an open palm is one where people say I give up. It looks like they're throwing out their arms in surrender, and typically happens when people are frustrated with something they've been trying to do for a long time, but just can't seem to figure out. Clenched fists often indicate anger or frustration. Tightly closed fists can indicate anxiety or stress, while clenched teeth might mean someone feels threatened by something said during the conversation. Interpreting verbal cues. When we communicate, we do so with both verbal and nonverbal cues. It's important to be able to interpret both in order to get a full understanding of the message being conveyed. Here are some tips for reading body language. Observe the person's posture. Is their body open or closed off? Are they making eye contact? What is their facial expression telling you? What do their hands and feet say? Are they fidgeting or tapping their foot impatiently? Consider the context. Is there something going on that might be affecting the way they're behaving? For example, notice how people use space. Does the person move closer to others when they speak, or does he keep his distance? Do his movements seem hurried or calm? The spacing a person takes up can tell us about how he feels about himself and others. If someone moves closer to others when speaking, it may be because he values them and wants them close. If someone keeps his distance from others, it may mean that he doesn't feel very connected to them. A person who moves around quickly may be trying to distract from what's bothering him. This suggests anxiety or other strong emotions that aren't easy for him to control. A person who takes up more space than normal may feel superior. This could signal arrogance or conceit. Finally, someone who stands very still could have a sense of self-control over the situation at hand. This is usually found in shy individuals who want nothing more than not to draw attention to themselves. Improving your skills. By improving your ability to read body language, you can better understand what someone is thinking or feeling. This can be helpful in a variety of situations, from personal relationships to business negotiations. Here are a few tips to help you improve your skills. 1. Pay attention to their facial expressions. 2. Watch for the position of their arms and legs. 3. Keep an eye on their hands and feet. They often reveal feelings that the person isn't aware of themselves. 4. Check out how they're holding their head and neck. This will give clues about confidence levels and vulnerability, as well as other emotions, such as fear or insecurity. 5. Take note of whether they're dressed appropriately for the occasion. This can provide clues about how confident they feel about themselves and what's going on around them at that moment. Practice. Learning how to read body language takes time and practice. By observing the people around you, you can start to pick up on the cues they're giving off. Pay attention to facial expressions, body positioning, and what someone does with their hands. The more you practice, the better you'll become at reading people. Start small by making observations about your friends and family members. You might notice that your mom smiles when she hears from her friend Janet, but frowns when she talks to Susan. Your sister sits with her legs crossed while texting, but has them wide open while talking on the phone. And your dad leans back in his chair while he eats lunch, but perches forward over his computer keyboard. These are all signs of what a person is feeling at a given moment. So as you continue to observe others, you'll be able to tell whether or not they are happy, sad, angry, nervous, and so on. Practice on yourself too. Look in the mirror. Do your eyebrows raise when you think something funny? Do your fingers tap out a rhythm against the table? As you listen intently, observe yourself for a few days, then compare it to before. Did anything change? So friends, do you agree with this? Please share your thoughts in the comment box. And please do like and subscribe our channel for more videos like this.